Everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today I will be continuing What If Naruto Was Like Gaara. But before we get into the video, I would like everyone to know that tomorrow I will be streaming because tomorrow's stream day. So if you want to tune in, you can. Anyway, without further ado, let's get right into the video.
You are watching Shinobi LX. Enjoy.
So as Naruto listens in on what's going on in the Hokage's office, he hears Jiraiya, but he doesn't know it's Jiraiya yet. So Jiraiya came back to the village after hearing what happened to Naruto's adopted parents, because they were people that Jiraiya himself had trusted to watch over Naruto. So when Naruto hears this, Naruto opens the door and he's like, what do you have to do with any of my business? And Jiraiya turns around and was like, Naruto, I'm so glad that you're here. And Naruto looks at him and was like, oh yeah? Why is that the case? Is there something that you need from me? Or are you just using me like the rest of the village? And Hiruzen was like, Naruto, you know that's not the case. And Naruto looks at Hiruzen and was like, you paid people to watch over me because no one else would take me in. And Jiraiya was like, Naruto, that's not the case. I couldn't take care of you because I was on the mission. And Naruto was like, so I could have waited. You could have told me that there was someone out there that cared for me. Instead, you made me sit there and believe that they did. And Hiruzen was like, Naruto, you need to calm down. And Naruto looks at him and was like, I don't care what you have to say to me. You know what? Fine. I understand. And Naruto just closes the door and he leaves. And Jiraiya looks back at looks at Hiruzen, and Hiruzen was like, I don't know. And Jiraiya was like, so what else has been going on? Like, what are his abilities? And Hiruzen tells him he has a very high aptitude for wind magic. Fuck. For wind style, like wind release. I only said wind magic because this person on Discord sent me a what if. It's a pretty decent what if. I'm not gonna lie, it's a very good what if. I can't do it right now. I have way too many what ifs activated as it is. So Naruto basically tells when Naruto leaves the Hokage's office and walking throughout the streets, Naruto sees Sasuke there. Sasuke is still on the main road leading out of the village. So Naruto looks at he's looking at him and he's like, what are you? Well, Naruto's looking at him, and as Naruto begins to walk past him, Sasuke was like, what was that all about? And Naruto was like, don't worry about it. And Sasuke was like, where are you going? And Naruto was like, out of this village. And Sasuke was like, what do you mean out of this village? You're not supposed to leave. And Naruto looks back at him and was like, is anyone gonna stop me? And Kurama was in Naruto's head like, yes, fight him, kill him, take his eyes for yourself. And Naruto's like, it doesn't matter. Stay out of my way, as I've stated before. And Sasuke was like, don't you have any friends? And Naruto remembers Hinata. So Naruto grits his teeth and was like, leave me alone. And he uses like a huge blast of wind to push Sasuke into like a fruit stand. And Sasuke gets back up and throws a fireball jutsu at Naruto. And Naruto uses his wind to block it. And Naruto looks back at Sasuke and holds out his hand and grabs Sasuke and pulls him toward him. And that shit sounds like the Forest Bro from Star Wars. I'm sorry. And he grabs him, and Naruto's like, "The fact that you think you can beat me is amazing." And he starts squishing Sasuke. And Naruto's like, "Every time you think that you can beat me, remember, I'll always be one step ahead of you, no matter what you try to do. And as better yet, I'll take something as a reward." And he he not take something as a reward. He told Sasuke he was gonna give him something as a reminder. And he uses like a small wind blade to like stab Sasuke in his arm, like basically leaving a huge gash in his arm. And Naruto just walks away. As Naruto's walking away, everybody like that watched this happen realized like Naruto basically almost just killed Sasuke. So like the Jonin when they arrive on the scene, like now like rumors are spread, like everybody's saying it. So when Naruto gets back to his house, like 5 minutes after he gets back to his house, he hears a knock on the door, and it's Hinata and an escort for Hinata, obviously. So when Hinata like gets, well, when Naruto opens up the door, he sees Hinata, and then he looks up and he sees like some random Hyuga. So he asks her what she's doing here, and the Hyuga was like, "That you don't, how dare you speak to Hinata like that?" And Naruto looks up at him and was like he just used his like he blew a gust of wind out of his mouth and basically just ragdolled the dude behind her. He's not dead. He's just ragdolled somewhere else. so so when Naruto looks back down at her and was like, "I'm guessing you heard what happened to Sasuke." And she was like, "Yeah, I heard." But and Naruto was like, "Let me guess, you don't want to be friends with the monster, do you? You just came here to let me know that you're disgusted by me, that you never want to see me again, just like the rest of them." And Hinata slaps Naruto and tells him that I don't believe that you're any of those things. I believe that you're a kind person. You're just turned in the wrong direction because so many bad things have happened to you way too early on in your life. And Kurama chimes in and was like, "Whoa, she's a persistent one, isn't she? You know, it's be better for persistent people to die now rather than to die later. Because they won't hold that much emotional gain, you know, and kill her now." And Naruto, like, he just kind of like just shuts the door. And Hinata, like, realizing what she just did, she turns red-faced and then she runs. So Naruto, in his mind, he doesn't know how to react because it's the first time anyone has ever told him anything like that. And Hinata thinks that Naruto doesn't want to be friends with her anymore because she just slapped him. Like she gave him one of them good she gave him one of them good right-handed slaps. You know, the ones that come up from the fucking floor. So yeah. The next day, Naruto is being escorted around by two Jonin, tasked by Jiraiya instead of Hiruzen. And Jiraiya is also watching Naruto walk around and things like that. So Sasuke is like walking around with this thing, like with the caster on his arm. Naruto's being escorted by two Jonin. One of them being Kakashi, and the other one I'm gonna say is Guy. And Jiraiya's watching it, like just watching him. So Guy was like, "So kid, what's your issue? I heard you banged up that kid. I heard you banged up that kid Uchiha Sasuke. What happened there?" And Kakashi was like, clearly, if he doesn't want to talk to, if he doesn't want to talk to Jiraiya or Hiruzen, what makes you think he's gonna want to talk to us? We're just here to watch his day and make sure everything goes as planned, and leave him when he gets to his house. It's as simple as that. We're not here to do nothing more or nothing less. This is just another mission. And that like pisses Naruto off to the highest degree, but he doesn't want to do anything because he's still like thinking about what Hinata said. So when they get into class, Guy and Kakashi are sitting outside the class because they didn't want to make it seem awkward. So Naruto, when Hinata comes in and sits down, Naruto like doesn't like know how to stop the conversation. So like 5 minutes into the class, he stops and he asks her, "What did you mean by that?" And she's like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "By what you meant yesterday." And she was like, "I thought you didn't want to talk to me anymore because I slapped you." And Naruto was like, "I had a wind barrier up, so I'm surprised your hand didn't get cut, but you know, sure." But he said that in his head, so he was like, "That's not what I. What did you mean by that?" And she's like, "I meant what I meant." And then like the bell for them, like for that class period to be over, was over, and the next class period after that, now the teams are going to be assigned. So when they're going off to eat lunch, Naruto not having anyone normally to eat lunch with, Kakashi and Guy are right behind him, but then Naruto is like walking, like just walking throughout like a little courtyard area, and as he's walking, he sees that Hinata is currently being harassed by no other than your boy Neji. So Naruto, like he not Kurama was like, "You can take his eyes," and Naruto was like, what is with you and eyes?" And he was like, "But then again, I don't want you to rely on anyone's power but my own, so there's no chance." And Naruto, like before Neji could like put like, cause he was pushing on her, like yeah, things like that. So before Neji could like do anything else, he wasn't able to move. And when Hinata looks over, she sees that Naruto's right there. And Naruto looks up at Neji and is like, "What do you think you're doing?" And Neji was like, "Mind your business. This is my cousin." And Naruto looks at her and was like, "I don't care." And he starts squeezing Neji. And Guy was like, "Kakashi, maybe we should step in." And Kakashi's like, "Give it a minute. I'm gonna see what happens. After all, he is gonna be on my team. Better if I test his strength now rather than later." So, well, better if I test, like, see what his resolve is now rather than later. So, so, like, Hinata runs up to Naruto and tells him not to hurt, like, not to kill him. So Naruto was like, "You're more of a pest than a friend. I hope you know that." And she looks at him, and Naruto smiled. Like Naruto just like grins a little bit and drops Gaara, not Gaara. Fuck. Neji and walks away, and Neji was like, "What the hell was that? Like, what?" And Sakura was like, "This Naruto kid's a monster. He almost killed that kid and almost killed Sasuke yesterday." And Tenten was like, "Man, he doesn't seem that bad. I mean, he clearly when he went over there, he had good intentions. Maybe we can ask Hinata." And they were like, "And risk getting on his nerves? You must be crazy." And Tenten was like, "I'll try anyway." And the next class, the teams get assigned. They're all like in canon, but Naruto is told that he doesn't need to go to the roof to meet his Jonin leader because he already met his Jonin leader. And Kakashi was like, "Hey, yeah." And Naruto was like, "So what do I do now?" And he was like, "Well, they were like, for now you can just go back to your house, or walk around the village, some sights, train a little, And Naruto was like, "So what I'm hearing is I can leave." And he was like, they were like, "Yeah." And Naruto was like, "That's good because I've been working on something that I need to perfect." So Naruto, on the way back to Naruto's house, Naruto runs into one of his classmates, and that is Tenten. So when Naruto runs into Tenten, at first, Naruto really doesn't think that much of it, but he notices that Tenten seems a little bit off. But he doesn't really care for it, so he keeps walking. And when because Naruto, the way Naruto walked home, he took a very long route. He walked past Hinata and her group, and Hinata was with Ten was on like the corner waiting for Hinata to get done with her like group training session or group meeting or whatever, and try to catch her before she got home. But when she saw Naruto, she kind of panicked, so she didn't know what to do because she didn't know if Naruto was just gonna hit the corner and impale her or kill her or kidnap her or anything like that. So she was kind of panicking, but she was relieved to find out that Naruto didn't like do anything. So when Naruto hit the corner, she took a deep breath and she went to look back around the corner, and Naruto was there, and she didn't know how to react. She was just like, and Naruto was like, who exactly are you waiting for?" And Tenten was like, "Oh, I'm just waiting for a friend, just a friend, yeah, a friend." And Naruto was like, "Do I know this friend? Because the only person that I know from our class that is over here is, Hinata, Kiba, and that bug guy. So is it one of them? Is it Kiba?" And she's like, "Yeah, Kiba. It was Kiba." And Naruto was like, "Oh, sure. I might as well wait here too because I am waiting on someone." And when Naruto says this, Tenten's like, who is he waiting on? And like 5 minutes pass, and um, Jiraiya like, "Yo, Naruto, like, come on." So Naruto was like, "Well, this is me," and he walks off. And the reason why Naruto didn't need to go do like the bell test and stuff with Sasuke and Sakura is because Naruto's being especially trained by Jiraiya. So Naruto was like, "Anyway, what are we supposed to be doing out here?" And Jiraiya was like, "I heard you're pretty fluent with wind release. Are you familiar with this?" and he used like he acted like he used the red Sengun, like he like shows Naruto the red Sengun, and he was like, no, I'm not. And he was like, well, it's one of Lord Fourth's you know, yellow flash of the leaves moves. He invented this move. And Naruto's like, interesting. Why exactly are you telling me this? And Naruto, forgot his Jiraiya. There it is. Okay, my fault. Oh shit. Jiraiya tells Naruto to come sit down. He has to go over some things with him. And like 30 minutes pass, and Naruto's like in shock. Like after, after Jiraiya's done explaining everything, Naruto is just like, what? And Jiraiya basically just told Naruto that he was the son of the fourth Hokage, and how the fourth Hokage died, and how the fourth Hokage gave his life to seal the Nine Tails away inside of him. And the Nine Tails is like, oh yeah, she probably should have told you. And the Nine Tails like, ha ha ha, yeah, it was pretty funny when he tried to seal me away in you. You know, it was pretty nice, you know, when he tried to. And Naruto was like Naruto yelled out, like just out loud, get out of my head. And Jiraiya was like, wait, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about, bro? And Naruto basically tells Jiraiya like the Nine Tails is constantly talking to him. And Jiraiya's like, oh, I should probably fix that. And he grabs Naruto's stomach and he tightens the seal up. And he's like, anytime you need, whoa. It's like anytime that you need help, let me know. And Naruto's like, I don't want help from anyone. I'll do what I want, when I want, and how I want it. And Jiraiya was like, really? So if Hinata tells you that she wants, like she doesn't want you to kill this person, you won't kill it, you will kill that person without getting her. Okay? And Naruto's like, that's a low blow. That's a low blow, bro. That's a low blow. That's a low blow, bro. And Jiraiya's like, Anyway, let's get back to what we were doing. So Naruto begins to train to use a Rasengan. And for like 3 weeks, no one has heard from or seen Naruto. And over the course, like Naruto has lightened up a bit, but he still has that I am almighty, I'm all powerful vibe going on with him. So when Naruto's seen in the village, he's seen with Jiraiya, and Jiraiya's are goofing around and things. And when Hinata hears that Naruto's inside the village, she gets a little happy and she goes and tries to find Naruto. And when she finds Naruto, Naruto is walking into his house. So when she walks up to Naruto and she taps him on the shoulder and she's like, "Hey Naruto," and Naruto looks at her, and he looks at her and he sees that she's like very bandaged up, and Naruto's like, what happened to you? And she's like, oh, just a little training with Neji. And this is where I'm in this part off. I hope y'all enjoyed. If y'all did, drop a like. If y'all enjoyed my content, please subscribe. Anyway, this has been Shinobi, and peace out.